welcome back to everyone who is already a subscriber to the YouTube channel. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe so you can see more great interviews, including the one coming at you right now, who is already a legendary professional MMA fighter, a two-division 247 fighting championship pro belt holder, about ready to defend his 145-pound featherweight belt for 247 fighting championships at Brawl in the Berg 28 this coming Saturday, April 26th. It is fight week for the Wolverine, Ethan Goss, champ for 247 for their podcast, but this is fight week, so let's make it about fight week. How are you feeling for fight week? And let's jump in about Saturday.
Yeah, man. Feeling great. It's just a matter of fine tuning some stuff and finishing off the weight. And I had a good camp. Ups and downs like there always is in camps, but got to spend some time out at the Mat Factory with Justin and Isaac and him at the beginning, the first couple weeks, like 3 or 4 times, and then the last 2 weeks we was able to make it down to Ryan Hall's gym down at 50/50 and get some good work in with Carlos Vera, who's a UFC bantamweight at the moment, and another guy they had, Cossack was his name. I don't know what his last name is, but undefeated guy that they have down there. So we was able to go down and get some work in down there too.
That is really wonderful. You mentioned those kind of cross gyms, but we'd be amiss if we didn't mention your home gym, Gorilla House gym. You're super well known for fighting out of there, and obviously cross training at other gyms as well, which is really great. According to what 247 put on, your last fight in the cage was that finish over Rocket Rollins. So that might have been something else, but I know you had an impressive stoppage against Rocket Rollins. This is back to your 145-pound. You are the reigning 145 and 155. You've mentioned it. I've been in cages with you and you've cut incredible promos for the UFC. What do you think it means to be a two-division belt holder in any pro regional promotion? But what do you especially think it means for your ability when you're the 247 fighting championship double champ with the level of quality that they put on?
It propels you to legendary status, right? I'm the first and only that's done it in 247 history. 247's been around now 6 years. And, on top of that, we had a failed attempt, at the first title shot. But just to be able to battle back and have the resilience to be able to battle back and then achieve the goal and then achieve another one that you didn't even know that you had, all because, things went that way and you just always play the cards that you're dealt. I mean, I was never supposed to fight at 155. I was always supposed to be at 45, but, we had a mishap that wasn't on my part, but I wanted to fight. I was 2 days out from the fight, wanted to fight, so I went up a weight class, and that title was vacant, so we just took care of that too. But yeah, man, it puts you at a legendary status. Right now, I'm on one of the best runs in the state. I'm on one of the best, in one of the best pound for pound runs. Everything's clicking, everything's coming together, and I think I show at each fight. I just keep getting better and better and better. And, part of that's mentality, part of that's preparation.
Absolutely. It's been an honor to see all of your 247 fights. You mentioned the first failed attempt versus John DeJesus, which obviously just developed your skills, showed your resiliency. And then to go from, which is, that's part of fighting, right? You're not going to, unless you're undefeated, you're not going to win every one. And both you and John DeJesus, that's a great example, as well as Kama, the Death Star Worthy, took a lot of tough fights early in your career. You did it, John did it, and Kama did it. And so obviously it's made you the incredible fighter you are now, the mindset, the training. let's talk about your upcoming opponent. This is an opponent we've talked about on this show many times. You've talked about it in several of your post-fight interviews, even inside the cage. Brady Huang, a gentleman who you had been matched up to fight a few fights ago. Kind of talk about what was going on then and why fight him now.
Yeah, we were supposed to defend the belt against him last April. And after I won the 55-pound title, we were dropping back down to 45 to defend that belt. And unfortunately suffered an injury that needed surgery and put me out for majority of the year. And luckily we was able to get it fixed up to where I was able to come back in December. And with being out, that long and stuff, we decided to come back at 155. And so we didn't have to cut as much weight and all that stuff, and made 55 with ease. Um, Went in, had a dominating performance, but obviously we've been looking at Brady for like a year. I didn't find him. 247 found him, sent him my way, and we agreed to the matchup. He's a world class guy. He was on the Contender Series. He was, he's in 4 overall. I think he's on 3 back-to-back heel hook wins. So, I mean, he's a dangerous guy. He's a great grappler, great leg lock guy, and but I'm pretty damn good at grappling myself. So.
Well, it is a fantastic matchup. You've said on this show, not only are you an example, a legend in your performances, but you really are the fighter's fight mindset. And you've said on this show, and obviously the fight's happening in a few days, that you felt like you owed him the fight a year later because you had agreed to it. There was an injury on your part. You feel like it's a great matchup, but you also want to be a respectable guy. What do you think that means to how you are as a person and as a fighter?
Brady and I talked privately afterwards. When I had to pull out, I reached out to him and apologized, and said it was out of my hands and all that stuff. And at that time, I gave him my word that we would fight. And what's a man without his word? That's all. That's my opinion in this world. That's the only thing a man has is his word. So I gave him my word that we were going to fight. And here we are, getting ready to do it. So it was awesome to rebook it. Obviously, he went on to win one since then. I went on to win one since then. To line these stars up, can be very difficult. We actually wasn't sure what was going to happen. I was possibly looking at a chance of going out to Vegas and fighting on another promotion. That didn't happen, and he had a possible injury that might not have happened, and then we had to shift the date around. I think this April show was originally supposed to be April 5th, but in order to make me and Brady work, April 26th is what it had to be. Shout out to Ryan and Hunter and those guys at 247 for being able to shift things around and be able to set this up so both of us can be on it. But yeah, I mean, we got a stacked card ahead of us, 4 pro fights. Me and my man Patton, co-headlining this one. And if I think you go back through the history books, we're both undefeated when we've done that.
That is something I have said as a broadcast guy on the 247 stream several times. I think we've actually brought that up when we were on the booth together. Because yes, that's something that has always happened, and you guys really are not only great examples of 247 fighters, but you're some of the best not signed to a big promotion fighters out there. The Tapology shows that your win streak, and his win streak show it, the quality of your opponent. And I guess I ask you this every time in the cage, and I'm honored to interview you when you win. What will a win over Brady Huang mean as far as the the repercussions of it in a good way. Because every time you get on the mic, you talk to Dana White, you talk to the other, promotions, next level up. This guy is right at that level too, just like you are. So, what would a win against him mean come Saturday night?
I mean, it should get their attention, man. I've heard a lot of bullshit. To be honest with you, I'm tired of hearing it. Um, I've heard a lot of, oh, well, your age plays a factor. I'm only 33. Everybody just thinks I'm old as shit because I've been around forever. Um, but it's the old dogs in this game that are still in it that, you got to be a little worried about. But, and then I get tired of hearing about, well, you had 6 losses. Well, I do this in April. I do this Saturday. That's 8 in a row. That's 8 in a row in the last 5 years. That's a 5 year unbeaten streak. They're picking kids for contender series that are 8-0 with wins over that. They only beat 2 people with winning records. Like I said, I'm tired of the BS, man. But I got one job to do and one thing that I can control, and that's going in there and winning the fights. And so that's what I put all my focus on. So I handle that business first, and then I handle business after. But yeah, there's absolutely no reason whatsoever. I go in there Saturday night, get a finish. There's no reason whatsoever I should be overlooked. No reason and whether it's they want to bring me in for contender series this season or it's short. I really don't care. I mean, 1 week out, 2 days out, I don't care. I'll fight at any weight for him to get a shot in there. Like, I don't understand how something can't come from this without or a Saturday night going the way that I feel that it's going to go.
Well, I obviously completely agree with you. And Ryan and Hunter, you mentioned from 247 how great they've been to you, and moving, adjusting this for you to be able to fight. I know they've said it on their podcast. Like, obviously, they love having you. They love putting on good fights. They get you good matches. But it's really at the point where, like the UFC or one of those other promotions, they did it once before with Kama the Death Star Worthy. And obviously, you're the next man up, and also Justin the General Pat. You guys are right there. You mentioned your age, and I know people bring that up. And Glover Teixeira was 40 or 41 when he won. Like you mentioned, it's an old man's game. The idea that you've got to be young. Yes, there's advantages with being young, but there's an old expression: be aware, be wary of an old lion in a young lion sport, right? And I think
Yeah,
Glover,
yeah.
the former champ, showed that. You are showing that right now. You're not even that old, but the point is, when everybody thinks the young kids got it, and there's somebody 10 years older, whatever it is, older, you got to wonder, well, what's keeping them in it? So you are much watch, fight every time you're in there. You're an incredible representative for 247. You've also done outside the cage work, being on the broadcast. One of my honors was when myself, you, and the other Ryan, not Ryan Middleton, were all in the booth together. We had some incredible fights that we called outside, but your best work is still ahead of you inside the cage, and you're also incredible on the broadcast. So as a friend of yours, as a former broadcast partner of yours, I just can't wait to see you perform Saturday. And really, then what's the next step after that? Can't wait to continue to have you on MMA Fancast to talk about your journey. And you are right on the cusp of the most important journey, which is becoming a dad. So can't wait to also hear updates on that down the road. And yeah, it's just super, super exciting. Do you have a list of sponsors you want to give a shout out to, or any shout outs at all? Gratitude, thank yous, whatever it is. Now is the time, champ.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the Shroom Bars. They reached out to me and made a deal. They sent me some bars and stuff in the mail. So shout out to those guys. They're from Utah. I think they're flying in actually to be at the show too. Tommy texted me there the other day and said he was going to be there and wanted to link up. But yeah, shout out to them guys. I mean, of course, my wife, who is 35 weeks pregnant right now, and doing everything she can to help her or help me out. And then my coaches, obviously Darren and Ray, who I believe don't get the recognition that they deserve. If you look at what they've done with what little they've had, and when I say that, I mean by like numbers. Out of everyone that's come out of Gorilla House, we've had one, two, three, four or five championships belts come back to the gym. And, my boy Tyler Divert's well on his way there too, especially with a big win Saturday night in his fight against James Lato. I'm kind of sad that I won't get to see that one because that one's probably going to be a real fun one to watch. But I got to worry about me Saturday night, so I got to do what I got to do. But yeah, and then Carlos Vera and those guys down at 50-50 that opened the door for Mike DePalma set us up down there. He used to coach Caden in wrestling. It's in Fairfax, Virginia, right 20 minutes from where Caden lives, and we got to get down there and get some work. And man, that was an awesome time. Got to be in front of guys that are on the level that I wanted to get to, and I did very well and was very competitive with them, and they were happy with me and I was happy with them, and we kind of created an alliance there where when they have fights coming up, if they want to work, it's kind of like an even off trade thing now. So when Carlos is up next, I'll probably be working with him again. But after this fight, obviously number one priority is going to be bringing my daughter into this world. So that'll occupy some of my time. But after that, we'll be ready to go again.
Yeah. Well, that is obviously the best. You're one of the top pro fighters out there. A 5-year win streak, 8 with a win this Saturday, 8 fights potentially this Saturday, and the journey of a lifetime, becoming not only a dad, a girl's dad. Can't wait for that for you to kind of see how beautiful that is for you. So, and of course your incredible wife, Kylie. You married many levels up, which is a compliment to your beloved bride. So,
Yeah, she outkicked her coverage.
yes, that's a classic. That's a classic line. So, you are the man, champ. I will be calling you champ for life. It's got a great ring to it. You're the first ever and only double champ for 247 Fighting Championship. The man, the myth, by his own record, a legend, Ethan, the Wolverine Goss. Champ, always an honor having you on. Fight week is even more special. Thanks for taking time out of your weight cut and everything. Can't wait to see you Saturday. 247 Fighting Championships, Brawl in the Berg 28, April 26th. Thanks so much, champ.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Love being on.
Always love having you on, buddy.